Welcome to Future Consideration, the internet's premier NFL draft show. That over there is Matt Ufford. He's our NFL guy.
Correct, and Dan Rubenstein watches college football.
I do that. Let's take a look, first off the bat, at Dan Kadar from Mocking the Draft. This week's mock draft, the top five, not all that different. A lot of defensive line and outside linebacker types in that top five, which is really nothing new for what we've got going in front of us.
We've seen this, we characteristically go through the top five. The
Yes.
Bucks are taking Jameis Winston. Titans, Leonard Williams, a defensive tackle we both like so much.
True.
Jaguars get a pass rusher with Dante Fowler from Florida.
Very raw, but very
Raiders
good.
taking Cooper.
Pollard.
And Washington going with Randy Gregory, the outside linebacker from Nebraska.
Aggressive and raw. My one question for you as an NFL gentleman, would you go Randy Gregory if you're Washington? Marcus Mariota still on the board there.
It depends on whether you want to cut ties with one Robert Griffin III.
Right, because they have addressed defense in free agency. Washington has.
I think that with the departure of Brian Orakpo, Randy Gregory makes sense.
Right.
Give Robert Griffin III another year.
Wow, okay, there it is. Let's jump around a little bit.
Let's head towards the second half of the first round.
Yes.
With the Eagles going with Jalen Strong, the wideout from Arizona State.
Huge position of need,
Absolutely.
obviously with the loss of Jeremy Maclin the year before Deshaun Jackson. A young core of receivers, I think is fair. A lot of Oregon Ducks.
Jordan Matthews.
Jordan Matthews had a promising rookie year, but that is a position of need. I don't know if that's where they go, but they did address a lot of defense in free agency.
Next up, Detroit Lions at 23, also a position of need.
Yes.
Defensive tackle Eddie Goldman from Florida State.
Right, Haloti Ngata is not going to play it forever for Detroit. He comes in free agency. Eddie Goldman, very, very good, anchored a good defensive line for Florida State. Had injured late in the season, but has the talent to be very good. Is much more of a 4-3 defensive tackle than a nose.
Sure, Eddie Goldman also did my taxes last year.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right. He's my dentist, I think? Dr. Goldman? Yeah. Next.
24. Oh, this is a mouthful. I'm going to have to get used to saying this. Owa Odigizua from UCLA.
You did a pretty good job with it. Owa Odigizua. Physically built very, very well. Never dominated at UCLA. Came in as a 5-star, was a rotation guy, showed immediate flashes, but never really became the finished product that a lot of people expected.
And the Cardinals obviously have a lot of faith in what they can do in developing defensive linemen.
Alex Okafor, a very promising year last year. And finally,
let's finish things up with 31. The New Orleans Saints acquired a second first-round draft pick from the Seahawks. And for Jimmy Graham, they would take Eli Harold to bolster a defense that needs a lot of help.
I think you're just exactly right. I think it's just bodies. It's just young, talented, and just aggressive bodies. Virginia, year in and year out, they may not win, but they're producing NFL players on both sides of the ball up front.
I did not realize that Virginia had a college football team.
They do indeed.
Wow.
Basketball power.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically where we're at now with the first round of the newest mock draft.
Cool. Those are the highlights from Mocking the Draft's mock draft this week.
Yeah.
In order to see everything, check it out at SBNation.com.